Hey, welcome back everybody to another episode from Haven Outdoors. Today we're going to look at the Cardiff Goat Enduro Split. So I've been on this board. I got this actually later part of last year. Super fun board. The Cardiff Goat Split, it comes in two options. So you've actually got this one, which is the Enduro, and then the other model, they've got a Carbon Pro model. And the Carbon Pro is going to be a little bit lighter, a little bit stiffer as well. It's going to be more for those longer days in the backcountry. You know, if you're really looking to lighten up your setup, but definitely check that one out as well. But I've been on the Enduro version of this board and it's been awesome. It's super fun. I'd say this board is more your typical all-mountain freeride board, right? The big lines, but also can have fun in the mellow stuff too. So I would say this is going to be like a really good quiver killer board for you guys out there that are just getting into the backcountry. One thing you want to do is go check out the write-up that I did on this on the website. I'll put a link down in the description below, but definitely go check that out. It's got some more details. I've got all the specs on this posted there and just a lot more details than I'm going to talk to in this video. One thing I talk about in the written review about this board is how easy it is to get on and just ride. Like if you've been snowboarding for a while, it's just an easy board to get along with. Like it feels comfortable. You know, the first time you step onto this thing, it just feels like a snowboard, right? A few reasons for that. It's got a pretty traditional shape. It's got a pretty traditional side cut. It's got a radial side cut, which is a couple of things. Radial side cut is very predictable. It doesn't have any like hookiness or weird feeling to it at all. It's not going to hook up in the entry or in the exit of your turns. There's no weird feeling at all in this board. You can just ride it. You tip it onto edge and it turns just like a regular snowboard's gonna turn for you. So yeah, radial side cut's great for just feeling predictable. It's also very stable because it's not an overly stiff board. It is stiff. It's stiff enough that you can definitely charge on it, and you know, kind of like a point and shoot kind of board. So you can just pick a line and just go, and it's gonna find its path down the hill for you guys. Another thing about this board, it's got a nice damp feel to it. It's taking out a lot of the little chatter on the mountain. So like if you get into any spots where it's hard pack, you know, and it's just kind of chattery and the snow's not great, this board is very damp and it takes a lot of that chatter out when you've got less than ideal snow conditions out there. I like what Cardiff did on the Goat as far as their sizing goes. Some boards will go up in length, but then the waist size doesn't really grow with that. And so you'll get like a 164 or 166 length deck, but the waist is still pretty narrow. So like you'll still have like a 254 to 258 waist width on a pretty good length board. And I know for a lot of us out there, you know, once that length starts going up, you're gonna also want the waist width to grow with that, because a lot of the bigger guys riding bigger boards are going to have bigger feet. So I've got size 12 boots that I wear. Sometimes I'll fit in like an 11 and a half, depending on the brand of boots. Cardiff hit the mark with their waist widths. So I've been riding this 166 centimeter board, and the waist width on this is a 270 waist width. So definitely good for my size 12. It's perfect. 270 waist is perfect for me. One other thing that I love about this board, the base is super fast and it's also super durable. So it's a really hard base. So it's going to withstand a lot of, you know, rocks and, you know, roots and stuff like that if you're hitting any sharks underneath the snow. So this board's going to withstand a lot because of that hard base. It's got a nice hard centered base. It's also super fast. It's pretty cool. One thing you can do with Cardiff offers what is called Phantom Glide, and that comes from the factory. So if you want these guys to, you can pay an extra amount of money when you buy your board from them, and they will go ahead and put on that Phantom Glide, and it's basically like a wax that's just going to last forever. It's also safe for the environment, right? You know, it's not harsh on the mountain, doesn't go down into our soil and down into the water and things like that. So that Phantom Glide's pretty rad. If you want them to do that, they can set you up with that at Cardiff when you buy your deck. On the Carbon Pro model, that Phantom Glide comes with that just out of the gate. A couple other things about this, about the Goat. So I've been riding the Goat with these Union chargers, and one thing about these, I would like to try out the other set of Union chargers. They've got two other models on those. They've got the Pro model, and then they've got the ones with the carbon high back as well. I would like to try a bit stiffer binding on this board. I think these chargers are just a bit too soft as far as the high back goes for this deck. And it works really well, but I would like to try it with a little bit stiffer binding. I think this board would get along with a bit stiffer high back for sure. But this is an awesome board. If you're looking for something that's predictable and super stable in all conditions, this is a great choice. One thing I'll mention too is the camber profile on this Goat. Cardiff calls this camber profile on the Goat their half camber 60. And so what it is, it's camber from maybe right here, so just it's like right out past the binding inserts, almost all the way back to the tail, and then out to about right here on the front. And so you've got traditional camber, which gives you a lot of pop, a lot of power in your turns. And then from that nose on, you've got some rocker out through the nose, so you can get a lot of float on this board for sure on deep days, and you can just sit back and let it rip. It is a tapered shape as well. So waist width on this one's 270 millimeters. The nose on this one is 306, and then the tail is sitting at 295. So the tail does have some pretty good taper to it, which will allow this board to just sit down right into that deep snow and just let you ride super easily in the powder. There's no back leg burn, anything crazy like that. Just a super fun all around board for sure. So yeah, go check it out. Like I said, go check out the link down in the description below. You can go see the review that I wrote up on this. Get out and make some turns. We'll see you out on the skin track. Peace.